Everybody, welcome to your yoga practice. Today, we are getting into heart opening and going through Sun Salutations A and B. I've set up a prop for heart bed pose. So I've got a couple blocks underneath my bolster, and you can use a bolster or you can use cushions. Sometimes, like a cushion from a couch is really nice. And then you can either use another block or a little pillow for the top of the head, or if when you lie down you find that the angle for the low back is sort of too much of a curve, then you can put that block underneath your bottom or maybe an extra one. So you want to kind of line up low back right up against the block, the bolster, and then lie yourself down, head on the bolster. Hands can reach out or maybe be on the belly if you like. I like arms reaching out so that we can get a bit into the heart center. If you do want to put a cushion under the bum, then just push into the feet, lift the bum again, slide underneath. Legs can be bent with knees kind of knocking together if you like, or extended. Or sometimes people like to put the bottoms of the feet together. You might support under the knees if you do that so that you can rest. Letting the arms rest, drawing your awareness inside, and start to witness and notice your body here in this space. All the places that are touching down, maybe the feet, parts of the legs, the hips, the spine, back of the head. Checking that you're not popping your chin up too far, that the head is supported as it needs for comfort in the head, neck, and shoulders. And then allow your awareness to shift through the body, noticing areas of softness or holding. Taking this time to be really present with what's here without judgment or criticism or trying to change anything. You might notice your mood. You might notice your breath. And then maybe you stay connected with the awareness of the body breathing, the feeling of this inhale, the feeling of this exhale. And then shift your awareness to the place of the heart and start to sense and feel what's present at the place of the heart. There might be emotion, maybe messages, information here. See if you can sense or envision an openness into the place of the heart. Maybe a warmth gathering. Maybe even a light. Might be a color to the light. And as you inhale, imagine that this light, this warmth begins to radiate outward, expansive. As you exhale, imagine that this light gets a little brighter, that this light becomes a little warmer. So with each breath, you're expanding and radiating your heart-centered love, warmth, light, openness. Getting brighter and warmer with your exhale. It might be that this warmth and this light begins to expand out to encircle your entire being. Maybe further to encircle your home, the place that you are now. And with another breath, it might expand out further to encompass your neighbors, people in your surrounding area. And eventually further to your friends and family, wherever they may be. And then see how far out you can allow this radiating love, heartfelt energy to expand. Maybe you can envision the entire planet, sending love to those in need. Eventually, give yourself a deep, deep, long inhale through the nose. Exhaling with a sigh out the mouth. We'll do another like that. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale with a sigh. Allow the hands to reach long, extending out the feet to reach long, giving yourself a bit of a stretch, maybe wiggling through the hips. And then roll over to one side so you can just sort of remove the props off your mat. You can just sort of dust them out of the way. Come back onto your back and draw your knees up and into your chest. You might have support behind the head if you like, squeezing those knees in. You could do a little rock side to side or circle the knees apart, away from your body, together and back in. Feeling into leg bones and low back and hips. And if you're circling, you might shift and circle around the other way. And then keep the knees into the chest and stretch one leg out long. Let it hover so you can activate through the core. Point and flex the foot as you squeeze the other knee into the chest. And then change sides so that extended leg comes in, the other one reaches out, hovering, pointing and flexing. And come back to the first knee that was into the chest. This time extended leg anchors down firm and strong. Squeeze and compress that knee into the chest. And then open it out to its own side. And draw back to center. We'll do that 2 more times. So opening it, creating the leg out, inner thigh, getting a bit of warming back to center. And one more. Good. From here, cross the knee over the body and just hold with a little bit of cross over the body. So not a full twist. Breathe there. And draw that leg back to center and then stretch the leg straight up and start to circle out the foot. You might just hold onto the back of the leg somewhere, or maybe the pant leg. And then circle around the other way. Place that foot down. Yeah, draw the other leg in. And then extend the leg that you just had into the chest so that we're holding and pushing it down into the ground, squeezing opposite leg into the chest. And then open that knee out to the side. And then back to center. Opening out to the side. And back to center. Good, and one more time. And as you come back to center, hold opposite hand to the knee, just getting into the outside edge of the hip, side of the leg. Breathe here. And draw that leg back to center, stretch and lengthen all the way up, and then start to circle the foot around. And then circle around the other way. Good. Place that foot down. Let the other foot come to the same place. The heels pretty close towards the bum, and knees hip width distance apart. We'll anchor the hands down. Lift up the hips and see about letting the lift come through to the chest as well. So we're opening the heart, reaching towards the sky. Keeping inner thighs engaged. And then articulating the spine from the top of the spine, lowering one segment at a time until the hips come back down. And then let's do that 2 more times. So pressing down, tuck the tailbone a little bit, lift the hips, reach up, lift until the chest starts to rise as well. Keep inner thighs slightly engaged. And then slowly, one vertebra at a time, coming back down. One more. Nice. And then slowly lower down. We'll let the knees come back into the chest, and you might even take a block in between the knees as you roll over to one side. Maybe you curl a hand or use another block under the head so you have that little head support. Take the top arm, reach it up towards the sky, and then open the chest towards the other side. So opening the heart again towards the sky, maybe getting a bit of a stretch into the front of the chest, and then you can come back out. Now, if you like, you might also circle the arm over top the head as you open, and then half circle over the head as you come back to that start position. Nice, and one more like that. Good, and then we'll simply roll over to the other side, and I'm just going to do a little flip over. So the knees are stacked and close into the chest, and hand or block supporting the head. Take that top arm up towards the sky. Open the chest towards the sky. A bit of a twist. And then come back to that start position. Instead, you might let that arm open over top the head in a half circle. And coming in and out of this movement a few times. And you can pause and hold as well, breathing into the place of the heart. Open into the front of the chest. From there, when you unwind, remove the blocks and press the hands into the ground to come up to your tabletop posture. Now here, you might want to remove your socks. We'll be doing a few more downward dogs than we typically do in practice as we come into our series of Sun Salutation A and B. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, scooping around. So just know that you can always come to a tabletop and come into your cat and cow as an alternative to your downward dog. And from here, we'll shift the hips back into child's pose. Let the arms reach long, maybe tenting the fingers. Know that this child's pose balasana is another spot that you can come to instead of your downward dog if this feels better. And from here, we'll walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, letting the left hip be heavy, breathing into that left side of the body. Inhale to float the hands through center and exhale over to the other side, breathing into the side body. And come back to center. We'll slide forward and all the way onto the belly. As we come onto the belly, let the hands be under the shoulders, tops of the feet down, shoulders down, the back, elbows in. So we're depressing the shoulders. From here, we'll inhale to lift the chest, heart forward. You might also do that on an exhale, which draws the belly in a little bit. Our cobra pose. This is an alternative option to the upward dog that I'm going to show you in a moment, and then slowly lower. So upward dog is a little bit stronger, a bit bigger of a back bend. You'll slide your hands a little bit further down the torso towards the waist. Elbows will be in, tops of the feet anchor nice and strong. And you'll press into the hands to straighten the arms. And as you do, you'll engage the legs really, really strong so that the knees, the thighs pretty much come off the ground. You might do a little look up if that feels okay, and then slowly lower down. So this is an alternative that you can do for your, the other alternative you can do when we come to that. Let's come up. And then from here, hands come up to the hips. We'll step 1 foot forward and we'll come all the way up to standing. Get yourself at the top of your mat, coming into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. We do this regularly. However, when we do Warrior 1, we usually have a bit of a pause and have alternative options. This time we're going to do the full Warrior 1 with no modifications, but you've seen a few, so you can do them. Come to your Tadasana, mountain pose. Anchor into the feet. Inhale to lift all the way up. Exhale to fold forward. Bending the knees as much as you need. Hands come to the shins, the thighs, to halfway lift and rise the spine. Exhale back to that fold, and then feet go back to plank pose. Nice and strong. You want to have wrists underneath the shoulders. From here, it's chaturanga, which we don't often do. It's a bend of the elbow, and you lower yourself down to your belly. Instead, put your knees down, come all the way down. From here, you can do that cobra pose, or shift hands a little lower, elbows in, press into the feet, straighten arms, come into that upward dog. Breathe. Release, soften the arms, and then tuck the toes under. Shift yourself up and back to downward dog. Remember, you could do child's pose or downward dog. This is 5 breaths generally. You can pedal out the feet. You can go into an alternative movement. Breathing here. Now we're coming forward in a moment to forward fold, but I want you to bend your knees deeply from your downward dog, looking towards your hands. From there, people often hop forward. Instead, you can step the feet forward. Hands can also walk back to the feet. Forward fold again, doing that halfway lift to rise. Exhale to fold. Press into the feet. Inhale with bent knees, rise and lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. That's your Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So not Virabhadrasana, that's Surya Namaskara 1. So we do this regularly. Let's do it one more time. So anchor into the feet, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands come to the shins to halfway lift and rise. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Pause and hold. Connect to the core, slow lower down. So knees can come down if you like. Flatten out the feet, press into hands, up dog or into your cobra pose. Shifting back into your downward dog. It might be that you head into child's pose, that you head into tabletop. A couple breaths. From downward dog, bending the knees deeply, we're stepping forward. You can also bring hands back. Halfway lift the spine. Exhale to fold. Press the feet into the ground, bend the knees, lift and rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do 2 more of those. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale. Nice. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's pause. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, back and down. One more. Good. Inhale the arms up, and we'll interlace or lace or hold on to one wrist. Exhale over to the other side, and then that side that you're going to, let the opposite foot come up. So a little balance, connect to core. Breathe here. Good. Come back through center. Hold on to the opposite wrist, lift up over to the other side, and then see about lifting the foot up and out to the side. Breathe and hold. Good. Another breath. Back to center and release. And then let the hands and the feet both go wide. We'll come to our Surya Namaskara B in a moment. So first I want to do a little bit of a goddess and warrior and triangle pose series here. So arms are straight out, feet parallel to each other, and then reach down towards that right side. Nice. Come back up to center. We're going to go to the same side 2 more times, down to that side. And back to center. Good. 1 more. Now this time, same side. I'm going to turn the foot to the side. Reach as far as we can, and then let that right arm come down. Opposite arm might reach up. Extending through that top arm, connect to core, or the arm can reach behind your back if you'd rather. Another breath. Feel the strength, legs, inner thighs. Push into the feet, come all the way up. Hands parallel, arms parallel to the ground. Turn that foot backwards, so feet are parallel, and then go over to that left side. So 2 different types of triangle pose here. This is a triangle pose version as well. Let's do 1 more. Vinyasa Prana style, and then we'll send that left foot to point to the end of the mat. Reach towards the end of the mat, and then arms up and down. Pause and hold. Top arm might go behind your back. Open-hearted, breathing here. Press into the feet. Turn the feet now as you release the arms, toes out to the corners, heels in. Interlace the hands behind your back, bend into your knees, squeeze shoulder blades, reach the heart a little bit. Nice, open-hearted, and then we'll take those arms and interlace them forward and press forward. So we're rounding upper back, the window to the back of the heart. Come nice and tall. Let the hands go behind your head. Stay seated though, and then do a little crunch over to one side. Inhale back to center, crunch to the other side, and back, crunch. Nice. One more each way. From here, straighten the arms, stretch them back up, and then lower. And this time we'll straighten the legs as well. We're going to straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Hands can stay laced or not, lower down. Straighten arms, straighten the legs. And lower. And one more. And lower down. Pause and hold. Release the arms. Good. Once again, we'll roll those shoulders up, back and down, up, back and down. Last one. Good. Straighten legs. Let the toes, heels come together, and give yourself a little shake. Okay, so that's our little pause in between our Sun Salutation A and Sun Salutation B. So Sun Salutation B is a little bit different, incorporating a couple more poses. One of the poses that we do twice is our chair pose, our fierce pose. So we're going to soften through the hips, send the hips back, draw the belly in, allow the arms to reach forward. Pause and hold. Breathing here. Fold forward. Uttanasana. Halfway lift to rise the spine. And then release back to your plank pose. Breathing. Lower down, so chaturanga, which is arms doing the lowering, or knees, come all the way down. Back up to that cobra or upward dog. Releasing the feet to fold over to your downward dog. You can always go to a different pose. Breathing here. Now this time here's a big change for these two. We're going to take the right foot, and sometimes it's nice to lift it up and draw that right foot through towards the hands. Now, if that feels like it's a little too much, you can put the back knee down on the ground. From there, the arms will lift up towards the sky. Breathe. And then release the hands to frame the front foot. That right front foot is going back again. You go down one more time onto the ground. Lift the chest to cobra or up dog. To your downward dog again. Now we're lifting that left leg to reach up. Stepping that left foot through. Squeezing inner thighs, back knee up or down. Wiggling that front forward as far as you need. Allow the arms to soar and lift back up. You can look up if you like. Allow the hands to come down. Again, we're going back to plank. So in Sun Salutation B, we go to plank 3 times, lowering down. Again, you're coming to your cobra pose or up dog. When that's done, downward dog, child's pose. This one, we take a little bit more time in. Breathing. We'll bend the knees and step the feet to the front of the mat. And do that halfway lift to rise the spine. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees. Lift the chest back to chair pose. Ankles and knees same distance apart. Push into the feet. Reach the arms up. Hands come back to the heart. Take a pause. Thumbs pressing up against the heart. Inner focus, inner gaze. A moment to just calm the body. And we'll do that one more time, nice and slow. So we start with hands at the heart, inner focus. Setting the bum back and down, arms reach forward into our chair pose or fierce pose. Folding forward. Come into that half lift, lengthening tailbone and crown of the head away. Shift back with hands down into your plank pose. Nice, long. You can always be on forearms, knees can be down. Lowering down, you can use your knees, come into your upward dog or into your cobra pose. From there, sliding the feet back to downward dog. Maybe child's pose, maybe a moment on your belly. Then the right foot comes forward in between the hands. You can always put the back knee down, wiggling that front foot forward so the ankle and knee are fairly aligned. Squeezing inner thighs to lift and reach the arms up, heart reaching forward and maybe up. Release the hands again to frame the front foot, sending that front foot back. Heading to your plank pose, heels, hips, shoulders in line. Lowering down, knees can always come down. Maybe it's upward facing dog again or into your cobra. And release. Shifting back, so pressing into hands, back to that downward dog. Soft knees. Left leg lifts up and steps through. As it steps through, squeezing inner thighs, allow the arms to lift and reach up. Maybe heart reaches towards the sky. And slowly release the hands, foot back last time. Squeezing inner thighs. Lower. Again, you can come into that cobra pose. And release. Last time we're coming into our downward dog. Take a little longer here, or maybe into child's pose. And from here, we'll come forward. So bending the knees, step or walk forward. Hands come to the thighs to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees back to your chair pose. Reaching the arms forward, connect to the core. Push into the feet, hands come to the heart. Take a moment to pause. Inner focus, inner gaze. Good. Yeah, so that's Sun Salutation B. From here, we'll lift the left knee up into the chest. Bring the hands forward, letting the fingertips touch, and we'll open the knee out to the side. And then squeeze to center. Yeah, open out to the side. Squeeze to center. Good, one more time. and squeeze. Good. Release that foot down. Head over to the other side. So connect to the core. Other knee lifts up. Hands come up. Open out to the side. Squeeze to center. Nice. Open up. And squeeze. One more time. Good. Now we'll come into our tree pose. So back to the first leg. We'll turn the knee out to the side. You might start with a little kickstand, the heel sort of squeezing in. Hands can come to the heart. Maybe you lift the toe off the ground or slide the foot onto the side of the shin. Knee opening out, hips staying level to the front. You could let the leg come up a little higher wherever it feels comfortable for your body. And then maybe the hands reach up, find a point to fix the gaze. Maybe palms come apart. Imagine the feet rooting down into the ground, the heart open, shining that love out to the world. Good. Nice and stable, beautiful. Another breath. And then squeeze back to center. Good. Release that foot down. We'll come to the other side. So the other knee opening out to the side, the heel comes, hands to the heart. You might slide that foot onto the shin, maybe a little higher. It's a sense of squeezing to the midline. Hands might lift up. You might have a little breeze come along. Yeah. Nice and tall, long, open-hearted. Beautiful. Shift the knee back to the center, squeeze to center, and then release. Give yourself a little shake into the legs. Nice. We'll inhale all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, last forward fold. Hands can come to the shins to halfway rise. Exhale to fold. You might hold opposite elbows, do a little moment to sort of hang, bending the knees as much as you need. And then release the hands down and we'll come onto our knees and keep the toes tucked under and let the hands come to the hip. Now, what you might want to do also, and I'm just going to move so I can get a block here. You might want to put a block close beside one foot and let that block sort of be at that tall spot. So tuck the tailbone under, shift the hips forward, let the heart reach up towards the sky, and then take that one hand back to either the block or maybe to the heel and see about reaching the other hand up towards the sky. This is a half camel pose. Breathe. Imagine that you've got like a string at the sternum and you're going to pull that string up to come out and then shift the block over to the other side. You'll tuck the tailbone a little bit, shift the hips forward, take the one hand down to either the block or to the heel. Allow the other arm to reach up as you open the chest towards the sky. Lengthen, breathing. Imagine there's a string on the chest as it lifts you up. Untucking the toes, send the hips back, come back to your child's pose. This time you might let the arms, hands stack under the forehead, maybe arms alongside the body, soften face and jaws. And settling the breath, inner focus, inner gaze. Feeling that opening at the back of the heart. The back window to the heart, spacious. Eventually shift yourself up to tabletop. We'll bring the inner thighs close together, knees close together, and you'll send one hip down to one side, but keep the belly in so you're not actually dropping it all the way. Come back through center. Other hip goes down. So it's a bit of core work, shifting side to side. As you next come back to center, get yourself nice and neutral. Shift that right leg straight back behind you and allow the left arm to reach. Squeeze to midline. Breathe and hold nice and strong. Connect to core. Looking down, your drishti is to the floor. Back of the neck is long. Release that hand. Take the foot over to the opposite side. Tuck the toe. Take a look at the foot so you've got a nice stretch into the whole side body. Draw that knee back in, and then the same hand that you were lifting will reach that arm up. Take a look at the hand and then thread through and underneath to the other side. Do that 2 more times. Lifting up and then thread under the other arm. Reaching. 1 more. Good. Anchor that hand down. Squeeze to the midline, connect to core. Opposite arm lifts, opposite leg extends back into your bird dog. Nice and strong, connect to core. Another breath. Release the hand, take the foot over to the opposite side, tucking toe, looking over the shoulder. Breathe into that side body. And then bring the knee back down. Same hand lifts up. And we thread through and under. And 2 more like that. Last one. Take a pause when that's complete. Send the hips over to one side. And then we'll find our straps and come to lie down on our back. So get any support that you want to have for your head. Yeah. Lowering onto your back, we'll take that right leg up and into the chest. And lace the strap around the bottom of the foot and send that leg up towards the sky. The other foot might be on the floor, knee bent, or maybe extend the leg long, whatever feels good. Just take a pause here, breathing into the back of the leg. Instead of sort of drawing the leg towards you really fast, just go incrementally slow. Allow the leg to soften, to release. Just taking some time to breathe into the back of the leg. Eventually, take both ends of the strap into that right hand and draw the left knee in and just hold onto the shin. And then turn the leg bone out to the sides of the knee, and the toe kind of points down as you open the legs apart from each other to the sides. So you're kind of still pushing the foot into the strap and then drawing the strap up. Feel into the inner thighs, breathing. And then we'll squeeze the thighs together, taking that left foot down to the floor, straight or bent. Take the strap into the left hand, anchor that right arm, and then by any amount, the leg can head over the midline. So it might be that this isn't really a twist and the hip stays on the ground, or that you lift the hip a bit and it becomes more of a twist. Your call. Bend the knee to release the strap. And as you come back to center, we'll head into figure four with that knee out to the side. So that right leg out to the side, you might have the left foot on the floor on a block or drawn in towards you. A little rock, maybe side to side. If the head, neck, and shoulders gets really involved in this, then make sure you prop something under the head. You might like to rock a little side to side, softening face and jaws. We can send a little moment of love to your right hip, to the right leg. And unwind that right leg. The foot can be on the floor. You can extend the leg. Left leg is in towards you. Take the ball of the middle of the strap around the ball of the foot and extend and lengthen up. Other leg can do whatever you like. And you're pausing, holding, allowing the leg to sort of unwind and release on its own. So there's a sense of allowing, of being soft instead of torquing the leg towards you. You can eventually move the leg towards you, but only when you feel a softness coming. Longer hold here. So coming back to the awareness of this moment, sensations, breath. Eventually, both ends of the strap go into that left hand, and the right knee comes in. You send the left leg out to the side, turning the toe and the knee down towards the floor. And gathering the strap up to that left side a little bit, feeling inner thighs. Squeeze and gather the legs back together, taking the right foot to the floor, taking the strap into the right hand, crossing that leg over the midline a bit. And you can pause and hold, getting a stretch in the outside of the leg. Maybe you anchor the left arm down and come into a twist. You don't need to. You can hold at whatever point feels good for your body. Bend the knee to release the strap coming back onto the back. That foot goes onto the right thigh so that you can come into your figure four, maybe a little rock side to side. Eventually unwind the legs, let the hands and feet float up towards the sky, circling out hands, circling out feet, wrists and ankles, and circle the other way. And then bend the knees quite deeply out towards the outer part of the shoulders. Reach and hold on to feet or ankles, and then maybe do a little rock side to side for your happy baby. As you rock side to side, you might kind of straighten one leg and then the other. You might start giggling as you look at your feet. And then allow the feet to release. Shake the arms, shake the legs, let everything shake. Take a deep, deep, big inhale. And then exhale to let it go. Take another deep, deep, long inhale. Exhale with a sigh. One more. Pause and hold here for a moment and ask yourself what you might need in this moment. Maybe it's some layers, some support. Maybe you'd like to come back to that heart bed pose, or you want to be on your side for Shavasana. Whatever would serve you well. Taking some time to nourish the body in any posture that can be relaxing. Slowly allow your breath to deepen. And take your time, just feeling the body, any shifts and changes since the start of your practice. You might wiggle fingers and toes. You might give yourself a long stretch, maybe a yawn. You might let the knees come into the chest, whatever feels good. Eventually, you might roll to your side for a breath or two if you like. And then as you bring yourself up slowly to a comfortable seat, keep that inner focus, inner gaze. You might let the hands rest on your thighs or come up to the place of the heart. And the invitation, if you like, is to bow the head towards the heart in a sign of gratitude. Gratitude to yourself for practicing today, for listening to your inner teacher, and gratitude to those who have brought this ancient South Asian wisdom and practice to us. Slowly lifting your gaze. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your practice with me. Bring our hands to our forehead for clarity of thought, to our mouths for purity of speech, to our heart for openness of heart. And we close with a bow. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace.